Welcome back everyone, Mrs. Venti here. This is video 2 of multiplication of algebraic expressions. In this video we are going to do exercise 4 question B, and that is going to be multiplying a binomial with a trinomial. So what you can do is you can pause the video, try these 8 exercises, and once you are ready to check, you can restart the video and check your answers with me. Okay, so 4B. In the previous video 1, we did A, if you recall. So that was the distributive property and distributive law and the FOIL method. Now let's move on to today. Now what you are going to do is you are basically going to use the distributive law in order to get this done. So let's see. The first thing that we're going to do is you are going to multiply the first term in the binomial with each of these. Okay, so let's start there. We're going to say x times x squared. We add the exponents, that's x cubed. Then you multiply it with the second one. Positive and positive is positive. 1 times 2 is 2. X and x is x squared. Then you do the third one. Plus and plus is plus. 1 times 3 is 3, x to the power of 1. That is the first term, which is the x. We have distributed the x. Now let's distribute the 1. Okay, so we're going to say 1 times x squared. Now notice what I'm going to do in my answer is I'm going to move 1 to the right. Because this is x squared and that's x squared, I'm going to write it underneath this one. I'm going to say plus times plus is plus. 1 times 1 is 1, x squared. The second one, 1 times 2x is going to be plus 2x, and 1 times 3 is plus 3. Notice that I've distributed the blue x. So I've got 3 terms, the 3 in here for the blue x, and I've got 3 terms for the orange 1. Sorry about this. So now at this point, I need to add like terms. So I'm going to put an equal sign there, and I'm going to add going down. X cubed, it's on its own. Plus 1 and 2 is 3x squared. Plus 3 and 2 is 5x plus 3, and that is your final answer. So in order to multiply a binomial with a trinomial, you are going to distribute the binomial. Again, notice there's 3 items here for the trinomial and 3 here for the trinomial. And there's 2, 1 here and 1 here for the binomial. So those 2 is the binomial multiplied by the trinomial, and we end up with an answer of 4 different terms. Let's do question 2. Same thing. We first distribute the x. So x times x squared gives me x cubed. X times negative 2x, that's going to be plus times minus is minus. 1 times 2 is 2. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. Now I'm going to say negative x. So minus times x squared is going to be minus x squared. Minus 1 times minus 2x. Minus and minus is plus. 1 times 2 is 2, and the x. Minus, so I've done that one. Let's do the third one. Minus times plus is minus. 1 times 3 is 3. Finally, I add them up going down. So that becomes x cubed. Minus 2 minus 3 is minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3x squared. Plus 3 plus 2 is 5x minus 3. And that's your answer. Let's do question 3. 2x times 3 cubed. So that gives me plus times plus is plus. 2 times 1 is 2. X, we add the exponents, so 3 plus 1 is 4. Goodness, I'm sorry. 2x 4. 2x times negative 3x squared, plus and minus is minus. 2 times 3 is 6. X times x is x squared. 2x times 1 is 2x. 4 times x cubed is going to be positive 4x cubed. Oh, all right. So now I need a space, right? So I'm not going to write it under the 2x. I'll write it here at the end, but technically I should have a space in there. So plus, let's do that, plus 4x cubed. Let's take those away. Now I'm going to say 4 times negative 3x. That's going to be negative 4 times 3 is 12x. And then 4 times 1 is 4. So now I'm going to add. I'm going to start with a 4, and I'm going to say this becomes 2x4. Then I'm going to bring the 3 here. Okay, so I'm just moving it so that it's in order. Plus 4x3. If you didn't move it and you wrote it here, it would be fine. No problem. Now I'm going to bring the 2 down, or the square, 6x squared. Then we do these two. 2 minus 12 is minus 10x, and then we bring down the 4. So this one ends up having 5 terms instead of 4. And the reason why is because here we had a set of like terms, and the others we had 2 sets of like terms. This was one and this was the other. But in this one we only have 1 set of like terms. Let's do question 4. So let's start. We're going to multiply this first term with that, or we're distributing. So we're going to say plus times plus is plus. 2 times 1 is 2, x, and we add the exponents 3. 2x times negative 3x. So plus and minus is minus. 2 times 3 is 6, x squared. 2x times 1 is simply 2x. Now we're going to do negative 4x, don't forget the minus, times that. Plus and minus is minus. So this is going to be squared, so I'm saying minus 4x squared. Negative 4x times negative 3x. Negative 4 times negative 3x minus, and minus is plus. 4 times 3 is 12, x by itself, and then negative 4. Now we add like terms, and I say this is 2x cubed minus 4 minus 6 is minus 10x squared, plus 12 plus 2 is plus 14x minus 4. That's your answer. Question 5 first. Okay, that times that is going to be 6x3, 3x times 4xy, so that becomes positive 12x squared y, because I've got x1, so x squared y. And then finally this one times that, don't forget the minus sign, so plus times minus is minus 3xy squared. Now let's distribute this one, which has a negative sign. So we're going to say minus and plus is, okay, so this one is going to be x squared by itself. I'm going to write it on the outside. So that's going to be minus 2x squared y. Then this times this is going to be, all right, so what we can do then instead is, let's just continue. Minus 2x squared y minus y times that, so minus and plus is minus 4xy squared, and the last one is going to be those two, so minus and minus is plus y cubed. Now you can look for like terms, and what you will see is, let's see, x squared y, this one, I want to change the color though, hold on, let's make it in green. Okay, so this one and this one are like terms, and then this one and this one are like terms. So we can write it down as 6x cubed. 12x squared y minus 2x squared y is 10x squared y. Then negative 3xy squared, negative 4xy squared is negative 7xy squared plus y cubed. And there we go. So in this one, instead of writing it in 2 lines, we wrote everything on 1 line, and we looked for like terms. Question 6. Let's make space. I'm going to take some of this away. I'm going to say question 6. Here we're going to say a times 4a squared. That gives me 4a cubed. A times negative 3ab. That gives me negative 3a squared b. A times b squared. That gives me positive ab squared. Change my color. 2b times 4a squared. So that is going to give me positive 4 times 2 is 8a squared b. Remember, we write the letters in alphabetical order, so a is written before the b. 2b times negative 3ab, that is going to give me negative 6ab squared. 2b times b squared, that is going to give me 2b cubed. Finally, add your like terms. 4a cubed. 8 minus 3 is 5a squared b. 1 minus 6 is negative 5ab squared plus 2b cubed. There we go. That is question 6. 7 and 8, and then we're done with this video. Okay, let's do 7 real quick. So we'll start with 3x times 9x squared. That's going to give me 27x cubed. 3x times 6xy, that's going to be 18x squared y. 3x times 4y squared, that is going to give me 12xy squared. Next up, negative 2y times 9x squared. Okay, so this is going to be negative 18x squared y, negative 2y times 6xy, that is going to be negative 18xy squared, negative 2y times 4y squared, that's going to be negative 8y cubed. Now we are going to add 27x cubed. We are adding like terms, remember. 18 minus 18 gives me 0. So I'm not writing anything in this one because it becomes 0. 12 minus 18 is negative 6xy squared minus 8y cubed. And that's your final answer. Next, final question. We are going to say 3x times 9x squared. That is going to give me, I think it's the same question, but we've got a minus here, and in this one we had a minus there. Okay, let's see how that changes the answer. So 3x times 9 is going to be 27x cubed. 3x times negative 6xy, that is going to be negative 18x squared y. 3x times 4y squared, that is going to be positive 12xy squared. 2y times 9x squared, that is going to be positive 18x squared y, and automatically already see that cancels out to 0. Then we're going to say 2y times negative 6xy, that becomes negative 12xy squared, and again those two cancel out, right? So that disappears as well. 2y times 4y squared becomes positive 8y cubed. Now I'm going to add everything up, and that becomes 27x cubed. That's 0, that's 0, plus 8y cubed. And that's my final answer. Okay, dokes. So this is video B, or exercise 4B. I hope that you understood. If you have any questions, please let me know and I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. Otherwise, all the best. Please click on the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in class. Bye bye.